Welcome back to Desire to Inspire. It's your mama's favorite podcast, and this feels weird. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Real weird.
It's real weird because I gotta turn, but I'll get it down. I just need to get my comfortability level down with sitting.
Yeah, we had a little meeting yesterday. We're gonna have weekly checkpoints just to hold each other accountable, like we've been talking about. And yesterday, I'm standing over at the desk, and Dylan's sitting over here, and I'm like, God damn, this is gonna be weird. Talking to each other in person for the first time, and figuring out the groove of that, because I mastered it virtually, but we'll see if I mastered it out here.
My thing is, like, I'm so used to now, because I used to do it where, like, this is how we record all the time. Like, this is how me and Dom recorded. So we would talk to each other. I wouldn't have to think about the camera unless, like, I was going to say something to the camera. But now I'm so used to staring at the camera to stare at you that this feels weird that I'm not paying attention to them.
So do I have to look at you while we do this, or is too much eye contact weird? I feel like I'm on a first date, you guys.
No, I think that if you stare at the camera, it makes it weirder. Okay. Because when would you ever have a conversation and not look at the guy? Like, I'm not saying you'll stare at me, but like, yeah, like you can look off and talk, but you're never gonna be like, "Hey, man, how are you doing today?" Like, it's not a thing.
Wouldn't flow natural.
Nah. But yeah, guys, as you can see, I made it safe and sound.
Welcome to the fucking city, baby.
I made it safe and sound.
City of dreams. We got a lot going on, man. Marathon prep, you moving in, waiting for your movers,
dude.
DTI stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
And just figuring out the lay of the land.
That's what I was saying, like, off air just now, is I'm so used to going to work out and coming home and getting right to work, because it's like 6:30, 7 o'clock there, so it's 8:39 here. I'm like, oh, I can hit up all these East Coast prospects right now.
Yep.
Just start knocking out work early. Now it's like I get home at 6:37, and I have an hour and a half before I can even start calling people, because government agencies don't open until 8:30. So I've actually been getting a lot more done.
Adjust that schedule. You make calls, or can you do emails as well?
I have 70 touches a day.
Okay.
70% have to be calls.
Okay, wow, damn.
Well, 70% on the week. So, like, some of them, like, we have a flow that we have to follow. So, like, some of my days are heavy. Like, yesterday I had, like, 40% emails, but it's already, like, leveled back out to 30.
Okay.
So, it's just weird the way that it works.
Yep. Well, you'll get used to it. You and Ziggy will figure out your routine, and
well, his routine hasn't changed. I come home from the gym, feed him, take him for a walk, and then get back to my shit. But, like, today I had time. I don't usually cook before work, because I, like, cook during work. I ate breakfast before work. I cut my hair before work. I wrote a newsletter before work. I was like, damn, this is kind of nice. Because, like, you're not just right into the grind.
Yeah.
Like, before, like, I was like, let me get done with work.
Yep.
But then I would get done with work and lay around. Like, realistically, like, now I can already tell it's going to be more productive. I work out. I did DTI stuff this morning. I worked. And I literally came here. Yep. So it's like, by the time I get home, it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to be 7 by the time I get home. I'm going to bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock.
That's the way it is. I don't know how people save stuff for the evening.
It never gets done.
No, never.
I never do it.
Never.
I play Fortnite.
Yep. Yeah, is your productivity increased because you have the more, I guess, time allotted to you in the morning, since you don't have those government agencies opening up?
So I have to do, because I'm not just going to sit around all morning. Yeah. That's not me. I'm not going to sit around and just watch TV. Plus, I don't have a TV. I'm watching shit on my laptop right now. But I do that during the day.
Yep. Because you still are technically on the same schedule that you were. It's not like you're waking up any earlier than you were in Denver, correct? Other than the time zone
Yeah,
shift,
it's just the time zone change. I'm still getting up at 5.
Yeah.
The only difference is there, like, it was 7 here. So, like,
Yep.
by the time I got home, I could be doing stuff.
Yep.
It's kind of nice. And it's weird being on the same time zone. It's like my family.
Yes. Do you notice that people are calling you more, or you're having more conversations over the phone now that you're on the same time zone?
No, they would call me anyway.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I felt like when I lived away, I felt like it was harder to talk on the phone, because when they were getting off of work, I was like winding down when I was living in Texas, or when I was cooking dinner, they were still working, so I couldn't call, and then I wanted to eat, but they wanted to call. So
my dad don't work, so I talk to him whenever I want.
That's a fact. That boy is living life.
Yeah. He'll ask me if he can call me in the morning. Sometimes I'm working. I'm like, I'll call you. I'm like, when I'm walking the dog.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely noticed, though, when I moved here, the call volumes kind of increased just because I was on the same playing field as everybody else. So my schedule, I guess you could say, like, revolved around theirs, or ours revolved around each other, where it wasn't that disconnect of time zones.
Every time I try to call my mom, she's always at work. Anyway. Like, I feel like every time I try to call her, she's working. And then, like, the days where she's not working, I don't try to call her.
Yeah.
Because I never know her schedule. It's always different. But also, my mom will never call me.
Really?
My
mom don't ever call me neither.
She tells me, my dad will call me all the time. My mom says that she feels like she never knows when I'm busy. So
that she doesn't want to bother you?
Yeah. I'm like, you're not.
Unless you're a mom thing. Mine
I'm like, if you're bothering me, I just won't
answer.
answer the phone. Like, if it's a bother, I won't pick up.
Yep.
If I'm busy, I'm not going to answer you. Or I'll text you right away and be like, hey, I'm doing this.
And nothing ever changes because my mother still has probably, for every 100 calls that we have, she probably calls me 2 of those. No lie. Because it's always, I don't know if you're busy. I don't know what you and Lauren are doing. I don't know if you're working.
Well, how are you going to find out?
Exactly.
Just text me. You busy?
Yep. Give me a call. Is that something that you try and prioritize, is phone calls with those people back home?
My parents, specifically?
Parents, even like your brother, to see your nieces and nephews?
I never call my brother.
No?
Nah.
I try and
So like, even, I actually talk to him more, like, because my dad's taking him to things. So, like, I talked to my dad yesterday, and my nephew was in the car, and I talked to him.
Yep.
He just talked to me about a new Hot Wheel that he got.
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad. And then, so, I asked him if he'd watch my dog when I come home. And he said, absolutely not.
They're not a big dog people, are they?
No, I mean, my nephew told me no.
Oh, your nephew?
Yeah. My dad doesn't have a choice.
Yep.
It's in his house. If I'm not there, sorry about your luck, buddy.
Did you guys have animals growing up? No, because you were scared.
Yeah. We had a hamster.
Okay. Those things are mean. We had 3 hamsters.
That then had babies.
Yeah, we had one that had babies. We had one that ran away and we couldn't find it in our house. We found it 2 weeks later behind this fake fireplace that we had. And then my cousin was sleeping one time and she felt something crawling on her chest, and it was the hamster. It got out, took that bitch, launched it, smacked the wall, landed in my sister's garbage can in the middle of the night, and they woke up thinking like a mouse or something was in
there. That it landed in the garbage can.
Yeah. Literally chucked it, hit the wall, and then when they woke up, they heard like something scratching, and my cousin thought that it was like a dream, I think. And when they heard that, they looked in the trash can, and she like connected the dots and was like, oh my God.
I threw that thing.
Yeah. She was like, it was crawling on me last night, and I threw it.
When I was growing up, our only shower was in my basement.
Okay.
And, well, we had a bathtub upstairs.
Yeah.
But we literally weren't allowed to use it.
It was your parents?
No one used it. It just sat vacant. It wasn't a shower. It was literally just a tub, though.
Okay.
Now they've turned it into a shower. So, but growing up, and I'm the only one who uses it now. Mm-hmm. My parents don't use it. And it's right next to their bedroom. They still go to the basement.
Interesting.
But growing up, our only shower was in the basement, and the hamster got out once. I would not go downstairs until they found the hamster. I'm like, I'm not going down there. I don't know where it is.
So you didn't shower for that time?
They probably found it that day, but I just know for a fact, I'm not going to. Dude, I'm telling you, when I'm telling you that I was afraid, I was definitely afraid. Definitely afraid.
There was nothing that I was like, animal-wise, that I was scared of.
All of them.
Except for this little white fluffy fucking dog that my babysitter had.
There was nothing except for
that thing was so mean. They would have to put it away when she would babysit us. But one time it attacked me and it latched onto my stomach and was just kind of like hanging there for a second. And after that, I don't know how many times we went over there.
I still don't really fuck with cats, man. I feel like I've came around since I got a dog.
Yeah.
I held 2 cats in my last 2 months in Denver.
Okay.
Which is very weird for me.
So the next step is to hold my mom's cat Beast.
Nah, I've seen that cat. I'm good.
Well, my aunt was just here, and she was, when they were visiting, and she goes, yeah, that damn cat that your mom has. And I was like, oh, you guys give Beast such a hard time. She was like, no, look, he scratched me. And she said that she was just walking by him, and he, like, reached out and swatted at her.
She had the cat for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, we've had that cat damn near 10 years, I think.
I saw that cat about 6 years ago.
Yep. I'm surprised you remember it. You were so drunk.
Oh, I remember. I remember everything that happened.
I don't know if we ever told that story on here when you came over for the fire.
Oh, that's not the same day.
Oh, wasn't it?
This was the day me, you, and Brian went to Cleveland. We just came over for you to change or get ready or something. I don't really remember that day. I don't really even remember what I was doing over. Dane fell asleep.
Yeah.
I know that.
You did.
No, it was Dane. I remember because I made fun of Dane.
Well, my mom always says it's you that fell asleep.
Oh, no, I know for a fact it wasn't me.
So one of the first times that Dylan, actually maybe the first time that my family met Dylan, we were having a fire at one of our houses. It was like the 3rd house that I lived in our hometown. And we got all of our family, and my uncle's in from Colorado. My aunt and cousins are over. And I want to say like Marcus and Brian brought you over. They would have had to.
No, they weren't even there.
Was it music?
No, I think you just told me to come over.
And you were that drunk?
I guess.
Anyway, so Dylan comes over, and he is, like, slurring words, not walking right.
You invited me. It's not my fault.
And I thought he had fallen asleep, which made the story even funnier, but I guess it was Dane. But him and Dane were both just fucked up. And so now every single time my mom talks about Dylan, because she knows you but doesn't know, like, you to the extent that I do.
Well, obviously it's your mom.
Yeah, and so she
always if you want me to get the number, I can get the number.
I'll fuck you up because that one comment you made on Snapchat this past weekend.
What did I say this weekend?
I don't want to say it on air.
Okay, I don't know. Was it me? You're 100% it was me?
Yeah, it was about my mom.
I don't remember saying anything about your mom.
Yeah, you said if I AI you again, then you're going to my mom.
If I what?
AI you again. I sent a Snapchat this past weekend.
I know. I'm like, now you just got to say it because I don't know what the hell you're trying to cryptically tell me.
After when Dylan first got in, it was the next day, correct? Or was it the day you got in?
Day I got in.
The day you got in.
Then we went to breakfast with Justin?
Yeah. We went and got brunch. And I had left them because I had plans with my aunt coming in town.
I'm really trying to put this together. AIU.
I was in the back of the Uber and I was just like looking at Snapchat filters because my Uber driver wasn't talking much. He was just singing. And so I was looking singing, yeah.
I was like, we can't just bypass that.
Yeah, it's like Rasta music.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty dope, honestly. So I was just enjoying it.
Oh, this was you by yourself?
Yeah. So I was going to take a video and I was looking at the filters to put on my face as he's singing. And one of them is like contact pictures that you have. So like Lo popped up, my mom, Matt, and then there was one of you and it like had the beard and you could like see it on my face. So I sent a picture of that and everybody was like, who the fuck is that? Why the fuck do you look like that? And I was like, it's Dylan. And like hours later, you were like, Freddy, if you ever AI me again, I'm going to fuck your mom.
AI me. That's what you're saying, AI you. I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought like you were giving me like AIU, like it stood for something.
Oh, no.
Like, what do you mean AIU?
That's how you worded it.
Yeah, well, I was confused. Because AI me makes more sense. The U, I was thinking of as a letter. I was thinking of all of them as letters that stood for something. Like, it's an acronym.
No. AI me. Again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so think about that next time you get AI.
What do you think after your first weekend? I mean, I know that you're not settled in or anything like that, but like from what you've seen of the city, does it excite you?
I mean, I'm excited, but I haven't really seen much of the city.
Yeah.
So we went out to breakfast and got after a little bit. Then we went to the pool. Yeah. And then we were going to get food and then go out. But let me explain this here so it doesn't just seem like I passed out. We drove straight through the night. It was like 24-hour drive, basically. We were all said and done with stops and stuff. Yeah, shout out to Matt. You're a real one for that, honestly.
You are, bro. That's a real one.
So I got home, and I got, like, by the time I got everything in, took Ziggy for a walk, I was like, I laid down to sleep. All intention of sleeping, I couldn't sleep. So I was like, let me just call Freddy, tell him I'm in town. And Freddy, I said, dude, I can't sleep. And I don't think that he expected me to be down, but he was like, you want to go get brunch? I was like, sure, let me go wake up Justin.
My heart dropped. I was like, fuck.
And so we went right out. Like, we literally got to the bar, I guess, because it was basically a bar.
Yeah.
At 10:15. And then I didn't go to... by the time they were ordering food to go out, it was like 6. And I laid down. Me and Justin were laying down talking about food, and I just passed out. And there was no waking me up at that point. I just needed to sleep it off.
Yep. And my favorite thing is that you fell asleep in his bed and not yours.
We were both laying there talking about food.
That's so cute.
And I just passed out, and he said he couldn't wake me back up. Plus, he also told me I could nap in his bed because all I have is an air mattress right now.
Yep. And your desk. A really good one right now.
I'm actually not even using a desk except for group calls. Today, I had to sit on my air mattress as a chair and use my dog cage as a desk. Because I didn't want them to just know.
Yeah.
But Justin's also got all his work trainings playing out loud in the kitchen. I'm like, I cannot be making calls out here while you got some dude who clearly needs to go to the doctor. He was even saying my voice is going to get worse before it gets any better. Like, this dude's voice was horrible this morning on this call.
And he's got all of his monitors set up on there so you can't even...
One of them is actually mine.
Oh, is it?
My gaming one is sitting there because I don't have a box for it.
Nice. How's that been interaction-wise with you and Jaybird living together?
It's just normal.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, nothing's been weird.
That's good. It's got to be a huge benefit having Tone there with this marathon prep coming up. I mean, we're only 2 days into it, but you guys got to run together the past 2 days or just this?
I didn't run today.
Okay.
So he's doing 5 days, so I'm doing 4. So I took today off. I mean, we ran yesterday, we're running in the morning.
Okay.
And then I think we're actually running the next 2 days and then again on Saturday.
Nice.
So this is Tuesday, disclaimer for you guys. But like next week, I'll probably move it around. So I'm just going to kind of take my off day where I see it.
Yep.
Because like next week, there's a 5 and a 9. And I'm like, I'll do the 9 instead of the 5, even though it's Wednesday.
Okay.
Because it's like tempo work.
Yep.
So it's like every 2 mile. It's like 2 mile intervals.
I got my journey starting today. Good old
today is day 1 for you guys.
2 miles today.
That's not that
Excuse
bad.
me.
If Justin did it at 5 something this morning,
Yeah.
you could do. I could not believe that because when I left for the gym, he was sound asleep.
I was shocked. I
And
thought
then-
you had woken him up.
No, and then at the gym, I see Tone snap, and it says, "That's my guy." And I seen him run on the treadmill. I'm like, no way, dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I think I'm going to save all my runs for the evening time.
That's insane. You know how hot it is?
Except Saturdays. Saturdays, I'm obviously going to do them in the morning when they're longer runs.
I guess yours are all shorter right now.
Yeah.
But like tomorrow, your long run this week is what, 5?
5 miles on Saturday.
I have 5 tomorrow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. No, we'll see. I mean, I was talking with a few people about it that definitely aren't runners at all. And it goes back, and I just have to keep reminding myself that it's all about mindset. And so if I talk bad about it, it's going to be bad. If I talk positive, I will get over the hump.
So it'll still be bad, but it won't be as bad.
Exactly. So I'm trying to keep an optimistic mind. Again, I haven't ran since the Spartan race. So today will be a test of time. But again, it's only 2 miles. It's an easy run.
You did the full training of running though for the Spartan race, right?
Yeah, pretty much except for the last couple weeks.
And you said fuck it right before.
Yeah, because I got to 10 miles and I was like, oh, I know I can do this. And then I just stopped.
And then you said, You know how fast you can lose? That's what's crazy though. Like you stop lifting, you could get that back quick. You stop running and it's gone.
Yeah, that's why I'm nervous to start.
Like your lung capacity is just gone.
Yep.
Which is also why it's crazy you're doing it in the evenings. And maybe not today because you didn't plan for it, but
No, I planned for it.
Oh, you planned on going in the evening?
Yeah, because I went to the gym this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask. So did you still get up early?
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm keeping all the same routine habits. I'm just incorporating running in. I might take a day of lifting out. I haven't decided yet.
Down to how many? To 3? What are you doing now, 4 or 5?
I'm doing 5 right now because I'm not going to sacrifice the gym for running. My goal is just to complete the race. Yeah. I'm not doing it for time. I may have that sticky note up on the wall if you haven't seen that yet.
I saw it yesterday.
But
I'll find you the exact time. I have it somewhere.
I have to eliminate 2 seconds off of that to beat Tone because his was 1:45. He said
that's 2 minutes then.
Or yeah, 2 minutes.
I'm gonna look. I have my exact time.
Okay.
On my.
So that's in my mind to beat, but again, my main goal, just so I have fun with it.
Tone's is an official chip time though.
It is not.
It's a fake time.
It is a fake time, but to him, it's real.
We should probably do a half in prep.
You and him?
Typically, you're supposed to do a race during prep, just
Okay.
you can feel what a race environment is like. So, for a full, you're supposed to do a half. I don't know what you do in a half. Probably a 5 or a 10K.
Yeah.
But it's basically just so you can feel it out, and because it's totally different running in groups. It's basically so you don't get caught up with the crowd, and you can run your own pace. Because that's the biggest thing.
Yep.
And that's my fear for you, Tone. Because I know you're watching this. Don't get caught up in the crowd.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how this.
Ooh, that's I keep saying he hasn't done a marathon, so he doesn't know the wall, but he's never ran a race, so he's never had to deal with crowds. I didn't think about that until just now.
Yeah, so you're saying that you can beat him and he doesn't have a chance against you.
I never said he doesn't have a chance. Because I said in the last one, I think you can run it.
Yeah.
It's just about not letting yourself get caught up by the environment and outside factors.
Yep.
I can't believe you just pushed your mic like that.
You ever see the dude on TikTok? He's
CF arms?
Well, he does, but
I was assuming the way he did that, maybe he doesn't have arms.
No, he has a disability where his whole body's paralyzed.
Okay, now I feel bad.
You should. But he sits in his wheelchair and he's got this thing right here. There's a mic over top of it and it's all controls. And he just uses his chin to play Fortnite and shit like that.
That's pretty sick.
Dude, it's absolutely wild.
I'd probably be better if I couldn't use my hands.
Yeah, so and at first I didn't know what he was doing. I thought he was making noises with his mouth and creating beats or something like that.
Beatboxing?
And I didn't know because you heard this chimes and this and that of the game. So I just thought he was talking and making beats. And then I realized the reason there's always a game on the screen is because he's playing that. And you can watch what he's doing. The guy will go over this way, that way.
Who the fuck designed that?
I have no idea. But it's literally a controller that he controls all by right here.
Because that's yeah, obviously that's cool for him, that he can still do that. But there's not a big market for that. So that's not an easy thing to create, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Someone put their time and energy
into
making that for a handful of people.
Yep. Dude, and then I saw another guy who's in a wheelchair, paralyzed in his legs. See, this is the difference between my TikTok and yours. If you see your TikTok, it is completely...
You haven't scrolled my TikTok.
You told me about it yesterday.
You haven't seen it, though.
But I saw this other one where this guy was in a wheelchair.
I like to laugh, okay?
And he's building a fireplace. And it was absolutely mind-blowing about, like, how he was cutting the wood and then how he would hang it. And, like, the ones that were up by the ceiling, how he would, like, get up there to complete this project. It was... I'm going to have to start sending them to you so that way your algorithm gets a little bit inspirational.
Don't fuck up my algorithm. If I want to watch inspirational, I just log into our DTI one. Because it's all gym stuff on that feed. So if I really want to, like, see gym stuff, I go there.
Yep.
It's insane how much more casual it is when you're in person.
Yeah.
Like, it feels more like a conversation where I feel like when we're on video, like, I have to wait for you to finish. Yeah. Like, I don't want to, like, interject or, like, talk over you.
Yep. I will say that if you would have felt my back in the beginning of this.
You're sweating.
Sweating, bro. Hot as fuck, sweating.
Wow.
Because, again, I thought I was on, like, a first date. I mean, we haven't
Nothing's ever different, though.
Nothing's ever different, but we're in person. It honestly brought me back to the first time we recorded and the, like, nerves that I had.
Wow.
Again, this is natural for you because you've done it before with different people.
A lot of people.
Yeah. What was your longest standing podcast?
Probably Diamond.
What was that one?
Brew Crew. That
didn't go long?
That one didn't even go a year, probably.
Damn.
Diamond was over 2 years.
Okay.
Because we made it well over 100 episodes.
Yep.
Did I tell you I told her we should bring it back?
Really?
I said, I think that it would be better now. I said, I think it could get more wild.
I do too. Yeah, you guys
can. It's not going to happen. Because I don't want to do it over Zoom or something. Because then it's not as wild. Did you know you had him this whole time? I literally asked Justin. Because I brought Justin. I said, you better have my fucking shorts, dude. I said, those are my favorite pair of running shorts. He was like, I don't have them. He said, hopefully Freddy does.
Yeah, I got them.
Sick, dude.
Hey, technical difficulty. I know that we're going to edit it out, but it's going to pick up at a completely different point. But we're learning. We're developing.
That's how podcasts work, bro.
Exactly.
You know how many podcasts record for like hours and only put out hour content?
Probably a lot of them. You see that stuff like going on with Full Send and Andrew Schulz?
Okay, so I haven't watched the last couple Full Send just because I haven't really watched any. But today I saw Andrew Schulz's response to Nelk.
Yep.
But I didn't turn it on.
So they had Andrew Schulz on the podcast, and I watched his.
How long ago? A while?
Like 7 or 8 months ago. I never released it. Yeah, because so rumor was going around that Steiny didn't want to release because Andrew Schulz.
I did hear that. Like Andrew Schulz was like on him the whole time.
Yeah, and so he said today in his like rebuttal or whenever it came out, I saw it today. He said that when he was on there, he seemed as if like nobody really knew who he was. And so he said like Steve doesn't talk much because he can't be on the camera.
Wait, no one knew who Andrew was?
Yeah. And so I'll get to why he like thought that. And so Steve wasn't talking much, which I think he has a better relationship with Steve than Kyle and Steiny.
Yeah.
Salim and Brad weren't on it, and Andrew's closer with them. And so it was Kyle, Steiny, and Steve. And so Steiny typically like takes the direction of the podcast and runs with it. Like Kyle sits back more. He doesn't interact or talk as much. And so like when Brad's on it, he'll talk more. Steiny will talk more, and Kyle will just like chime in here and there. And so Steiny or Kyle had asked him like, do you ever heckle the crowd? And so he thought that like they were trolling him because this is like the third question where he's like, do you guys not even like know who I am? So he started giving it back to him. And so he's like, I feel like you have to be like a certain threshold. He's like if I went on Charlemagne the God and Charlemagne's
he does a podcast with Charlemagne though.
He has one with him.
Schulz and Charlemagne have a podcast
together. So and that's what he said, alluded to or something. He was like, if Charlemagne was giving me shit, he's like, there's a respect thing there. Yeah. So we'll just give you shit back. He's like, Steiny is the most, what did he say? Something along the lines of like the most famous, untalented guy that's made it this far on social media or something along those lines.
Man, I don't disagree.
I like Steiny though.
I'm not saying I don't like him, but like he came up off the backs of other people.
Yeah.
Like he didn't like Steve created his own thing. Kyle created his own thing. Brad created his own thing. Schultz created his own thing. Steiny came off the back of their thing, and now he's trying to jump into his own thing.
Yeah. But he helped them build it up. Like he helped Bob Menery with his career. He helped Steve with his career.
I mean, he was
and
Steve's
I know that they've all helped like
he was
Steiny
Steve's
as well.
assistant though. Like Steve's career was already solidified.
Yeah. I mean, he just helped and
he just put Steiny on camera because he liked his personality.
Yep. You see Bob Menery just got out of rehab, and
I didn't even know he was in rehab.
Yeah, I guess he got addicted to like Adderall, and he said that he would take like over 20 in a week or something like that.
Yeah, I'll be real. I did Adderall on the drive here. I could easily get addicted to Adderall.
Yeah, well, please don't.
I know. I've already been considering, like, when I get my primary care doctor, trying to get on Adderall. Because if I get on it, no, it'd be prescribed. You give me an addict if it's prescribed to you. That's the rule.
Yeah, Bob said that he had to check himself in, or somebody checked him in, because he's like, for the month and a half or 2 months before going in, he said that he couldn't even look like people in the eyes because he was just so like zooted off of Adderall, and his brain was just at such a high level that like he couldn't make eye contact.
That's like limitless pills, bro.
Yeah,
that's honestly, honest to God, bro. That's I haven't done Adderall in a long time, and this shit blew my mind, bro. I took it in the passenger seat because I didn't want Matt to have to be up alone, like, over the night. Because I was then driving evening, and he was like, I'll take the rest.
Damn.
So, like, I drove the first 11 hours, so I probably was done driving by 5. I could easily slept a full night. I was like, I can't do that to my guy.
Yep.
And the worst part is, I can't swallow pills. So it's a capsule with like balls in it.
You didn't snort it, did you?
No. I dumped it in my Monster.
Oh, Jesus.
It was the only drink that I had. And I didn't expect it, but it had like a Mentos Coke reaction. And it just starts overflowing. So now I'm like chugging half a Monster that's full of Adderall. And I was like, oh, shit, dude. But then I was just wired, dude. Like, I never felt like this before. And I just went to work. I didn't even talk to Matt, dude. I just had my phone out fucking writing newsletters. I was fucking... There was so much going through my head. I was like, whoa, this is like what it feels like to be like Elon Musk.
You know how you watch, like, I know Bryce Hall has said it. I know that I think Steve has said it. There's been a lot of people that are like, I took mushrooms and that's like what launched my career because it was so vividly clear on what I wanted to achieve and accomplish. And
I want to do that. I want to do ayahuasca. I want to do a lot of drugs. Like psychedelics. Are they counted as drugs anymore? Like they're...
I don't know. I mean, the studies coming out on it, what it does for the mental health space and PTSD and stuff like that is actually mind-blowing. So I'll never... Recreational, I will say don't do it. But I think for like medical purposes, there's a lot of benefits. Or like going on the retreats, there's a lot of benefits.
Yeah,
of
but
doing
even like, it's hard to say no recreational though to mushrooms because people microdose all the time.
It is true. I just don't know enough about it to do it.
I mean, it would be different if you're just taking handfuls of mushrooms on a day.
Like Mike Tyson.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
I would like to do it one time. Not handfuls, but like enough to like trip. Like I want to trip one time.
Yeah.
But if I was going to do them, I don't want to be that fucking... I don't even know what it would do to me, first of all. So like, I don't want to be that all the time.
Yeah. Nah, I'm good on that. I would consider for like the mental health side of things to do like a guided mushroom experience. You can like hire
like shamans and shit.
Shamans.
That's like my buddy does ayahuasca once.
Yep.
So they go to Costa Rica. They do like a week retreat.
Damn, that's fucking dope.
And it's like it's... Dude, what sucks is I actually got offered... He had open spots last time and he was offering to his friends. He offered me half off. Jesus. And I had all this shit coming up. So I was like, dude, I can't do it. Like I had... It was like the week we were in Puerto Rico. I was like, dude, I have too much going on. I can't even do it. But it's like a week long. They do like a sweat lodge. Like a legit... Like they have people on site now that he partners with. So like you rent out this whole place in Costa Rica. It's like in the jungle. So it's not like on the side where I was at. It's the complete opposite side of the jungle. They stay at night like behind a waterfall. And then they do like 2 nights of ayahuasca. It's like you're out there the whole time. And there's a dude guiding you through it. And like he does it sometimes. But I don't think... There's no way he could do it every time.
Yeah.
But like, he does it with some of the guys.
Yeah.
Because he's not the one running it at that point.
I want to look into it because again, especially for like PTSD that people have, like it is... leaps and bounds from what people are saying. That bug has been running into my window all day. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not joking. That's probably the 8th time.
How do you know it's the same bug, though?
I don't, but it's done it 8 times today, so I'm going to say it's the same dumbass bug.
Could be.
But yeah, I want to start looking into the studies and actually see why things are like that. I think it's Robert Huberman. He talks about them
Andrew
a lot.
Huberman?
Andrew Huberman.
That's his name, right?
Scientist? I think so, yeah. I've been listening to his podcast a ton when I work out, and his dialogue and the way
Watch us both be wrong about his name.
his dialogue and
I'm pretty
the
sure
things that he talks about and how he explains them just connects. Like he doesn't try and talk over your head. He explains it in like layman's terms so that way you understand it. But he talks about all these things that people are experimenting with, that they're testing for the mental side, the physical side, like all of these different things. It's just Huberman Lab.
Yeah, I know that, but it probably isn't. Scroll all the way bottom. It'll put like who the host is. I'll keep going. Oh, maybe not. It's not in the description of it.
Nope, just Huberman Lab.
All right, I'm about 97% sure it's Andrew. I don't have my phone, or I just Googled
Andrew
it.
Huberman.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, 100%.
So yeah, no, listening to him is what kind of like sparked my interest in it, and then I actually know some people that have like microdose on a kind of regular basis.
Yeah, like I've seen like people who not like personally know, but like I've listened to people who do it, and they don't even like feel high or anything. It just
it kind of like opens.
Yeah, it's like people's anxiety and shit. It's like they just don't feel it anymore.
Yeah,
it's kind of nuts.
It is wild.
You just eat a fucking plant.
Little chocolate piece.
That's even cooler. Now I have an excuse to eat chocolate.
Should have let me know. Could have hooked you up with my buddy in Colorado.
You have some?
No, my friend doesn't.
Oh, I could have got mushrooms, but not like...
Oh, no, he's got chocolate.
It would be like legit mushrooms, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go down that path, because I'm the dude who will not feel it and eat more.
Yeah. the next thing you'll be drooling in
the fucking walls are melting, and I'm fucking clawing my eyes out.
Yep.
That's my worst fear, is having a bad trip. They say like if you go into it though afraid of a bad trip, you're gonna have a bad trip.
Yep. Yeah, I know nothing on this topic at all. Again, it's just through Andrew Huberman. I don't know why I want to call him Robert.
Me either.
But it definitely is eye opening when you start looking at it. And this is why I think that it's like fun to have a mindset where you can look and not just completely disregard something in the beginning because it's deemed as bad or it's deemed as a certain thing. And so I think that we do a really good job of that just in life in general, is like no matter if somebody has their view or we have our view, we're very good at like, okay, that's a view, and then like making our own assessment from that, or even looking into it more to understand it. But that's something that I try and like really, really hone in on, because even though I don't agree with the situation, there's always something that you can take out of it. And I feel like that's how you truly become a better person and know how to connect with more people than just taking a stereotypical approach or opinion at it and then just being like, oh, I can't listen to them because they believe in X, Y, and Z, or they talk about X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, I'm pretty open to anything. You could throw any idea at me, like, that kind of makes sense.
Yep. I do have some big news that you haven't asked if I wanted to share.
He's pregnant.
You heard it here first. No, I made a big boy decision.
Honestly, like you just told me before this, I forgot.
Yeah. The story is kind of cool behind it, though, so I do want to talk about it because it's another dream.
My neck is going crazy.
Yeah, that's a wild crack. It's another dream like checked off of my list. And so for you guys, I bought my first vehicle that is from this decade in my life. And so there's a cool story behind it. I got a 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4x4 Upland Edition. I get it this Saturday, which I'm extremely excited about because, again, I haven't had a car that was above a 2005. And that was even a stretch. I only had that Explorer for a very short stint. And then I sold it to our boy Antonio.
I was about to say, didn't you sell the Tone? Does he still have it?
No. He probably could have if he was a better driver, but...
Oh, he totaled that bitch?
Kind of. But it's okay. Long live Dora. She was a good one. She was a goat. She helped Tone and I out tremendously in a time where we needed it. And so the cars that I had before that was a 99 Jeep Wrangler, which I still have, which I'm holding on to. I think so. Yeah, and I'm going to refurbish it way down the road. So I think when I go home for Matt's wedding in August, I'm going to trailer it home, put it away, and sell the stuff that has value. So like the rims and tires are brand new. I'm going to sell those, probably try and sell the bumpers, some of the lights on it. Because when I redo it, I'm going to redo the whole fucking thing. So I'm going to get all new shit.
It's already paid for. You might as well hold on to it.
Yeah. Yep. And it's not like I could get a lot for it right now. And there's so much sentimental value that it's not worth the little I would get for it. So I had that. I had a 1996 Dodge 1500 as my first vehicle. I had a 2005 F-150 work truck. that I used for our lawn care business that Tone and I had. I had my...
You had this many cars, bro?
Yep. And then I had my dad's... I had my dad's Grand Cherokee Laredo, which I loved. And then I've just been driving the Wrangler ever since. So I got the Wrangler back in high school, and it's a girl, but her name is Jethro, so, fits into 2023, kind of a guy's name.
Yeah, dude, don't assume.
Yeah, no. She's her own boss. And so it made it with me to Texas.
We just got canceled over a car.
That's okay. They'll understand. Took it with me to Texas, did what I needed to do in the city driving. And then here I drive a little bit more just to go to the gym, go to the grocery store, go to cryo. We go down to Oak Island, and then I'll be driving more for work for this project that's going to start. And so I was weighing it in my head of do I get a car or not? Because it works out where I can use Lowe's when she doesn't use it. But there was something about the pride that I have of myself, because did you ever have a family member where it was oh yeah, so-and-so dates this guy, but he doesn't have a job and he drives her car all the time? I
haven't personally, but I know what you're talking about.
So every single time I'd be hey, Lo, can I take your car? And she didn't care.
You have a car though.
Yeah. And she didn't care. And I would fill her gas tank up for her every time. I'll do the oil changes. I have a wash membership on it, so I go and clean it for her.
So she's about to lose her wash membership and her oil changes, bro.
And her gas.
So actually, you're giving her more. You're doing it as a pride thing. She's getting more responsibility.
So every single time, there's just something in the back of my head where I'm God, this just doesn't sit right. But it doesn't matter. We both know that we want to get a house or a rental property or something like that. So it's don't waste the money on a car. We have a perfectly fine one. You can drive yours around town and it's fine. And it's all right, cool. So it worked for this first 6-7 months since we've been in North Carolina. But I was driving.
That's all you've been here?
Yeah.
Feels like you've been here longer than that, I guess. But it's because I've been here twice already before I moved.
Facts. So I was driving it to cryo the other day, and actually this was probably about 3 weeks ago, and I was fuck. I was it's going to need some work done to it. Let me look underneath. And I thought that the frame body mounts were rusting out from the frame. So I was going to see if I could get somebody to go underneath, fix up the bottom, get all the rust out of it. And then I was going to put a new suspension on it because it's super wobbly. And that suspension was a cheap one that I put on it back when I had no money in high school. And so I was all right, let me just put, I don't know, $5,000 into it. It'll last me another couple of years. The engine's still going good. The transmission I just got serviced last year. Brake lines are all brand new. So I was let me just put a new suspension on it. It'll last me a couple of years. We'll be good. And I looked under there, and it was the body that was rusting out, not the body mount on the frame. So I was looking at it, and it's damn near every single one except for two. And so I was fuck, looking underneath, and I was everything is fucking leaking. The differentials are leaking. There's transmission fluid leaking. I was it's not worth it. If I start picking stuff apart now and putting it back together, something else is going to break. I need to just do it all at once or not at all. Yep. And so when I drove it to cryo this last time, I was coming around a corner and I hit a bump. And I'm telling you, if you're a Jeep driver, you know what the death wobble is. It felt like it was about to do the death wobble. So I hit the brakes harder than I should have. I skirted, almost went into the other lane with oncoming traffic, got control, whipped it back over. And from that point on, I was I need a new car. I was I can't drive this. It's not safe to be on the road. It's way too wobbly. And so I came home, and for the last couple weeks, week and a half, I've been looking at trucks, talking about trucks. I want a truck. I want a truck. I want a truck. Everybody that I talk to is why do you want a truck? You don't need a truck. I was because I want a fucking truck. All right. And
if you're going to be driving though more, it's the worst thing to get. Your buddy just be throwing money at the gas.
Yep. And so then I started seeing this one truck at my gym, and I was that's the fucking one I want. It was a GMC AT4 edition, just black on black, mean looking truck. And I was I'm going to get that. And then I looked at the price, and I was I'm not going to get that. And then we go on the trip for the 4th of July. Our friend Bailey's dad has that truck, but the diesel version of it. And I'm oh my gosh, I'm getting that. And so realistically looking now, every used one that I looked at, every new one I looked at, I was the used ones don't have what I want, so I would just be settling to get this when it doesn't meet any of the things that I'm looking for. I would just say I have a truck now and be good.
Right.
The new ones are just far too expensive for the amount of driving I do. If I was driving and hauling stuff or whatever, okay, yeah, I could justify it. But dude, I probably drive maybe 100 miles every week and a half or something like that. I don't drive at all. So I was going back and forth, and then it finally like clicked. Like, why don't you just look into Grand Cherokees? Like, you've always wanted those. That's been my dream car since I said I was going to get one back.
That's
when
a
I saw
wild
the
dream
Explorer.
car. Because it's like an attainable dream car.
Yeah.
Most people like want a car like that's so unattainable.
Yeah, no. And so I like was sitting back, and then this morning at the gym, I was like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to look into Grand Cherokees and see what they're about and like pricing and all that. So I was looking, and they had this Upland edition, and I was like, holy fuck. I was like, this is the Jeep that I looked at back in 2018 when it first came out. And I was like, I test drove this. I took it to my aunt's house where my mom lives next door because my mom was on vacation. So I showed my aunt, and I don't even know if she'll remember this, but I take it there, and I was like, how do you like this car? And she was like, yeah, this is so nice. Are you getting it? I was like, yeah, I think so. She's like, can you buy it? And I was like, no. I was like, it's a little expensive, so I'm going to lease it because I can afford that. And long story short, she was like, you're not buying this, or you're not leasing the car. That's a dumb investment. You don't know where you're going to be location-wise, because that's when I wasn't sure if I was going to Dallas or not. She's like, you don't know how much you're going to have to drive there, et cetera, et cetera. And so she was like, a lease isn't a smart option. So naturally, I got pissed, and I was like, okay, well, fuck this. I'm not looking for a car anymore then. And so I even have pictures that I sent to like Matt of me test driving this car. And it's so nice. It's black on black. It's got like blue accents in the like leather, whatever holds like the stitching of it. It's
you about
blue.
to get Jeep Boys on it?
No, me and Tone, when I was looking at Dodges, he was like, "Oh, we can get Dodge Boys to put on the truck." Just joking around.
Hey.
And so the like outside letters have blue around it, and they had two of them, a 2018, 2019, and then they had a Trailhawk edition, a different version of a Grand Cherokee. So I was looking at those three, and I was like, you know what, this will be pretty cool to check the checkbox and check off a dream like item that I had. Like, I've worked my ass off. I haven't had any payments because I paid everything off. I was like, let me just treat myself to this car. I've always wanted it. So made the purchase this morning, sitting on my balcony, looking out over the city, drinking a cup of coffee, got it off the internet. It's
Insane you can buy a car like that.
Yeah. It'll be here Saturday, so I'll get to pick it up Saturday afternoon. And I don't know, it's just like mixed emotions. It's finally like seeing the hard work and the determination pay off, while also like being smart over the years and not getting myself in a bind where I wouldn't be able to afford anything. And so I've set myself up, I feel as if pretty well in terms of future setting things, investments, other investments, my different avenues that I have out there. And so like now I'm actually like buying myself something that's not just a Yeti bottle or something like that. So it's a pretty cool and proud accomplishment. I know to most it probably is like, okay, he got a car, but again, I've never had like a newer car that I didn't have to worry about putting work into or money into. So it feels good.
I won't be making that announcement anytime soon. I'm running this car into the ground, I've decided.
That's what I pretty much did with mine, because I was not going to buy a car either.
Mine's not that. Mine's only a 17 though. Mm-hmm. And I bought it new, so like I know what's on it. And it's only got like 66, 68, something like that.
Yep.
And the only reason I was looking at new cars, but it's because I was in Colorado and it doesn't do good in the winter. Because everything's up and down. And it didn't matter because I'd take Dami's car, but obviously that's not happening now.
Yep.
But once I'm out here, I'm like, oh, I don't even have a winter now.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Let's run this bitch down.
This car's coming from Arizona, so there's no rust on it or nothing like that. We'll have it here. So there's a couple things that I'm going to do to it when it first comes, just to like protect the frame and the body and all of that.
Do you have to like pay extra to have it brought from Arizona, or is it just kind of all to like?
It was pretty much like lumped all together. I had to pay $150 delivery fee, so it wasn't bad.
That is not what a delivery fee would cost.
Yeah.
But I guess if like that's your business, they probably are bringing a fuck ton of cars.
Yeah, they move cars all over, so it was cool. But you saying, oh man, that's cool that you like, or it's wild that you ordered a car on your balcony. So my buddy John back in Dallas messaged me and our friend Matt one day, and he was like, guys, just want to let you know I just got a car. We were like, hell yeah, you just got a car? And he was like, yep, while I was taking a shit. He's like, I ordered it and it'll be here tomorrow. That has always stuck in my head. So I told Lo this morning, I was like, all right, I'm going to come home and buy this car, and I might do what John did and take a shit while I order it. But instead I ordered it on the balcony, drinking a cup of coffee.
You know, it happens.
Yep. But no, man, I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited for what the future holds for us.
I'm actually really excited about the podcast because real chill today.
Yeah. Yep. And
which we still talked about some serious stuff. This is like what like in a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we'll have our episodes that are more serious, obviously.
Yep.
But I like just being able to chill and shoot the shit every once in a while.
Yeah. I'm excited, too, to get, like, actual setup. So, like, obviously, you guys know
this actually isn't a bad setup, though, honestly.
Yeah, no, it's not terrible.
We'll definitely do for now.
Yeah, we can make enhancements and stuff like that. But I'm just excited to see, like, what all this is going to manifest to, because I don't know if we've said it, like, vocally on here, but like we want to get super integrated with the Charlotte neighborhood, the Charlotte city, because I mean, literally, Dylan, now you see what I'm talking about when I said on here before that you can see 9 cranes out of my balcony, and like it just shows you how much the city's expanding. And so connecting with those businesses,
this dude loves cranes.
I do. They're
he
so
has
amazing.
Like a crane fetish.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm excited.
That might be what this episode's title.
It's good. Steiny sucks and Fred has a crane fetish. But no, I'm excited to get integrated with those businesses that have the mindset around like what we're all about, the health and wellness space, and try and spread awareness out of there, and maybe even like partner with them as this podcast grows, as we grow, to be able to help those family-owned small businesses that the city does have. But that's all I got, man. Excited to have you. Welcome to the fucking city. And you guys will be seeing a lot more of us. So as always, go after your dreams, chase your dreams. It doesn't matter that if it takes 4 years or 3 years to accomplish something. It's the small habits, it's the little things that compound on each other. My car is another way that I solidify that is true, and that it does show you that hard work pays off. So keep that in mind whenever you're going after anything, something personal, something physical, mental, or even a dream that you have, a car, a dog, a house, whatever it is. Little things add up and compound on each other. So stay focused and driven, and tell your mother we said hello. Peace on.
Peace. It's weird doing that now.